Yeah. What up, YouTube? Deuce the name. Talking Wrestling is the game. Monday Night Raw in the history books. Last night, this show was forgetful. It wasn't as eventful. It was the go-home show before Clash of Champions this Sunday, and I was less than impressed with that go-home show. It starts off with Mick Foley. Starts off with Roman Reigns. It starts off with Reigns in the ring. He's then interrupted by Mick Foley and Stephanie. Foley makes the match Rusev against Reigns for the U.S. Championship at Clash of Champions, and he also makes a rematch against Kevin Owens for last night. Owens comes out as he wasn't too happy about that. But no fear, because Stephanie McMahon says it won't be for the title. Mick Foley says it won't be for the title, but it will be in a cage. So the main event was set. Kevin Owens against Roman Reigns in a steel cage match, non-title. Foley also booked Seth Rollins against Rusev last night in another non-title match, which was okay, I get it. Rollins and Owens, Reigns and Rusev. But the match ends in a double countout, which I totally agree with. I would have rather a double disqualification, but I don't know how you go about those anymore. This way, neither guy, one in the co-main event, one in the main event, is hurt by a loss. So, double count out, Rollins and Rusev. Nothing happening there. The next match was Braun Strowman against Sin Cara. And again, Strowman dominates. And when I say dominates, he dominated last night. Sin Cara got some offense in, but not too much. Braun Strowman continues to be booked as the beast and the monster heel that he is. Starting to get a little over with the crowd, too. They're starting to accept his bully ways. And I think that's good. Then we had Bayley, Sasha Banks against Charlotte and Dana Brooke. The match was less than impressive, I guess you can say. It was a little sloppy even at some times. But it did the job to advance the feud. Foley announced in the back that Sasha and Bayley would both be challenging Charlotte for the belt. So it's a three-way now. Three-way dance at Clash of Champions for the women's title. I thought that was going to be the WrestleMania 3 women's title match, but we're getting a little early, which I'm okay with. How about you guys? After the women's match, and I'll tell you what, a 3-hour Raw, there are so many goddamn commercials. The commercials kill me. There's so many commercials. But after the women's match, it was Bo Dallas and Gary Graham. If you don't know who Gary Graham is, have no fear, because nobody in the arena did. At one point, they were chanting, "Let's go, Jobber." I understand why they do the monster heel thing with Strowman and guys like Kane or whoever, but I don't know why they're doing it with Bo Dallas. It seems a little cheap to me. So I want to see Bo Dallas wrestle somebody with some kind of skill, at least to put himself over. But I like this new ruthless, aggressive side of Dallas. It's really good. He said another poem last night. It was pretty cool that he's the only one that could believe in Bo. Then we had match 6 of the Cesaro-Sheamus feud. Sheamus went up 3-0. Now it's 3-2. After last night, Cesaro wins again. So now it's 3-3. The 7th and final match will be a Clash of Champions. I think we all knew this was going to happen, so it was pretty anticlimactic last night. Now, if Sheamus would have won, let's say a screwy finish or something, it would have added a little interesting plot twist to the storyline, and they still could have had the 7th match. Foley could have said the decision is null and void, and they're going to have a deciding match at Clash of Champions, but no. Cesaro's making his comeback. It's now tied 3-3. I'm looking forward to this match on Sunday as they can outdo all their prior matches, but I hope they never wrestle again. And I don't think I'm alone in that feeling at all. Next up, we had the list. Jericho and Foley have been going at it all night. Jericho gets in the ring, has this list, a la WCW, and starts going in on Foley of all the things he doesn't like. I thought it was hilarious until, of course, Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Cass interrupt them. Shining Stars interrupt them. New Day interrupts Shining Stars. The Club interrupts the New Day. Sami Zayn comes out, attacks Jericho, and we got ourselves a 10-man tag. Teddy Long was loving it last night, and I'm sure he's been loving all these 10-man tags that Raw's been having since the brand split. I know it's a way to smush all the stories together, have them all, give them all their time at once, but it came off as sloppy and lazy writing as usual. On Monday nights, lazy writing is a thing of every Monday night. After the list, the cruiserweights were here. They finally arrived on Raw. Mick Foley, Botchamania Mick Foley. He messes up the intro to the cruiserweights which is fine. Foley doing the ring announcing just for that one time. Fans had no idea. I mean, these guys were coming out, besides Brian Kendrick, to nothing. Total silence. I don't know how you call yourself a wrestling fan and you only know WWE wrestlers. It really pisses me off. I know you have casual fans, but I'm not a casual fan. I'm a diehard fan. So last night was a four-way between Brian Kendrick, Grand Metalik, Cedric Alexander, and Rich Swann. And it was an amazing cruiserweight match. You had some technical wrestling, we had a bunch of high flying, and we had some strong style moves. In the end, Brian Kendrick, Captain's Hook, because they can't call it the Bully Lock on PGTV, so they're calling it the Captain's Hook. He makes Cedric Alexander top out, and Brian Kendrick's going on a Clash of Champions to take on TJ Perkins in what will be a great match. Kendrick is the perfect first challenger for TJ Perkins, and I think they could get a couple of really good matches out of those two. On to the main event. The main event was in a cage. It was Kevin Owens against Roman Reigns, and it was a back and forth battle. Reigns started to dominate a little bit, but Kevin Owens would take the advantage right back. The end came a la Paul Orndorff, Hulk Hogan, when they were both supposed to hit the floor around the same time. But in the end, Roman Reigns hit the floor about 8 seconds before Kevin Owens, so he takes the win. Why on earth would you have Kevin Owens lose a week before facing Seth Rollins? And not even that, but Roman Reigns kicked out of the pop-up powerbomb, which is Kevin Owens' finishing move. Now you have your Universal Champion, all the momentum in the world, lose to Roman Reigns. At the end of the match, Rusev comes out and attacks Reigns. Owens and Rusev are putting the boots to Reigns in the cage. Out comes Seth Rollins to save the day. Seth Rollins with a high crossbody off the top of the cage. And that's pretty much how we ended Raw last night. I'm looking forward to Clash of Champions. I hope you guys are looking forward to my preview of Clash of Champions, which should be up sometime around Wednesday or Thursday. Remember, on Let's Talk Wrestling, it's just me and my phone, bro, walking around the Bronx. Sometimes I go to the store, sometimes I just take a walk after my jog, maybe after I go exercise in the park. But it's just me, my phone, the camera, and you, the viewer. No gimmicks needed here. I don't edit these videos. I don't bleep out the cuss words. I don't have explosions going off in the back of my head. As you see, the city bus just went by. So remember, tell your friends, tell a friend to like, share, subscribe, and let's talk wrestling.